All right, let's talk about Modern Warfare 3, the beta. Not gonna lie, it's pretty much a reskin. A lot of the weapons are pretty much the old weapons that were in other games. Just like, the Striker, you got the ACR, just renamed. And then they added some things from other stuff. For instance, like the Hunter Killer drone from Black Ops. It's pretty much in this game. It's a lethal tactical. It's also bullshit. Uh, yeah, because it pretty much one-shots you even if you have EOD. The maps are completely different, like playstyle. Like they're the same, but like for instance, Favela with the movement, like you can literally traverse the whole map, run across the rooftops, jump through windows, do all types of crazy mantling, right? That you weren't able to do before. So it's the old maps, but it feels completely different. Like Estate, the mantling doesn't really exist, obviously, right? Because there's really not much you can climb on. It's pretty much woodlands and then that big ass house. But for the most part, it's more crispier and like the design is better that you can camouflage really in the woods better. So it's hard to see people in the woods parts or hiding in certain spots like you were able to see them before. All in all, the beta was pretty fun. Like the beta was fun. I can't lie. Like the last one, Modern Warfare 2, it was pretty fun. The beta wasn't bad. But on launch, which I'm fearing for this game, it felt different than what the beta was. Like some maps were missing, obviously because of I guess I don't want to say copyright, but they designed it after real life places and they couldn't like put them out. Like the devs and stuff like that, I'm guessing they were pretty much focused on Warzone and they didn't really help the game out. Like they didn't fix anything, they didn't give it any quality of life stuff. So the game pretty much like died. Well, for me, died. I play Call of Duty. I'm an FPS person, right? And I pretty much didn't play Call of Duty because of this. Now, it wasn't as bad as Vanguard. To me, Vanguard was the worst Call of Duty I ever played in my life for the simple fact that, the shotguns were horrible.
Enemy care package inbound. In my way. Orders ready to order.
I didn't like the maps. I didn't like anything about Vanguard. To me, there was like almost no redeeming quality of it. People that saying this game is faster than the last one, I don't think so. I think it's just so far the maps are so small and it goes to show you like the Infinity Ward with Modern Warfare 2, man, they were good at map development because these maps feel good. High Rise felt great. Skid Row was skid rowing. It felt amazing. Like for the most part, like the maps felt great. Estate is a state, can't stand that map. I'm looking forward to see what other weapons they're gonna add, what other kill streaks they're gonna add. What other maps are they gonna add? And especially with Terminal coming into the game, how is Terminal gonna feel now with the slide canceling, the mantling, the ability to travel through the map like the way you do? I do have a couple gripes for the simple fact the other weapons feel like useless. Like you're pretty much throwing if you use them. Like if you're not running a MCW, which is the ACR, you're throwing. And so far, that's what it felt like because the other guns that it couldn't compare. The rival felt nice when it came to the UMP, which is the striker. Close range, I might have to give it to the rival for the fire rate, but the inconsistency on the shots, like how much recoil it has, and then the range game, like mid range to long range, the striker just all in all like the best gun in the game. Like I think there's no comparison. Strikers are strong number one. The MCW, the ACR is number two. You want to do 1A, 1B, hey, however you want to do it, but I think the striker is no comparison right now. It's the best gun in the beta. From the mid range to the close range. I don't like how Dead Silent is not a field upgrade. I feel like a lot of the field upgrades are pretty much useless. I do like the one that captures the area for you. Like I wish Dead Silence was the field upgrade because you could do a lot of plays with that, and I don't like having to use Ninja as a must pick perk. Like to me, it's like it takes away your customization like of the class, like your loadout, because you have to run Ninja. If you don't run Ninja, people are just gonna sound horde you all day. And then with Dead Silence, you can reproc it with kills. You can like get the field upgrade back up, and you can make a lot of plays with it. Now you have to run Ninja, which is not called Ninja in this now. It's called I believe Covert Shoes, Covert Sneakers, Covert Shoes, something like that. It's yeah, it's not called Ninja, but it's renamed. It's Covert Sneakers. But all in all, game feels fun. The game is fun. The game is nice. Snipers need to get a bit nerfed. I think the snipers need to get nerfed as far as a semi-automatic one. Like you should not be able to fire shots that many times, and it basically kills you like quick. Like the snipers felt a little too strong. We'll see it with the maps and the different maps and the different game modes how that turns out with different weapons. Kill time feels a little funky because there's times where I beam somebody, they die instantaneously, and there's times where I'm like pumping shots into people, and like literally they're not dying. And so I can't really tell, and it's not like a bullet drop off. Like you see right there, like I'm just killing the dude, no problem, right from range. And there's times I fight from range, and it feels like I do nothing to them. That shot, that was pretty bad. Like don't pay attention to that. But kill streaks, don't really like them. I think they need to replace mosquito drone. Well, just keep mosquito drone, take out the tactical, the hunter killer drone. That's what I'm gonna call it because it's pretty much the same thing as the last one. I feel like it's a bit overpowered, and just keep the mosquito drone. I don't like that Juggernaut is an 8 kill streak. That's a bit overpowered. But if they stick to it, Call of Duty do what they do. They stick to this. They keep the game the way it is. Fix some of the problems that obviously we had in the beta. Hopefully the other maps are good. I think they'll have a good launch. I don't really, there's not much to complain. It was fun. It's always good when Call of Duty feels good. When you play other games, I'm sorry, other FPS games, like Battle Royale is cool, but I don't, I'm not a big fan of it. I'm not a big fan of Warzone. Obviously, that's the moneymaker right now, but, for me, it's not what I want. What gives me my competitive like urge is playing COD, playing FPS, the MLG back in the day. We'll play League. That it scratches that itch. COD scratches that itch, the FPS itch. Other games don't for me. And I've tried a bunch of other games. Like I said, I can't get into BRs, so I need Call of Duty to be pretty good. And from what it looks like, they'll accomplish that. So I don't know what to say, man. I'll show a couple clips of what I'm talking about with the weapons. You'll see the striker. You'll see right now the striker's the best gun. I want to say longbow is the best sniper. Striker's obviously the best submachine gun with the rival close second. MCW is the best AR. Like, it's not even a competition. MCW is the best AR. Secondaries, the Renetti and the Uzi is pretty good. Right now, you can turn a Renetti to basically an automatic gun. It's basically the Rafficas from the last game. That's what the Benetti is. It's pretty good. Like I said, no complaints with the secondaries. The little Bane juice, the Bane Venom, the Battle Rage. Battle Rage is busted. Like they might nerf that one or they might change that. The fact that it gives you adrenaline, you heal faster. And I believe you could take a couple more hits. I may be wrong about that, but it definitely feels like you could take more hits with that. Yeah, it's definitely might need a nerf because it's way better than the syringe. The syringe instant heal you, obviously, but this one gives you a whole bunch of things. You pop a Battle Rage. The vest, I haven't really messed with the vest too much. Obviously, when the game fully comes out, we might be able to see what we can do with that. The vest, it feels pretty good. I pretty much ran the standard one, and like I said, the game feels good. Game looks good, feels good. The maps are amazing, nostalgia-wise. I wonder what the game modes are gonna run. Ground War is effing terrible. Ground War was terrible. Like all I had was pretty much packet burst, packet loss. Like it was like one of the worst feelings. Hey, let me see. I'll show you what I mean. And as I'm playing, this is pretty much the Ground War. You can check this out. As you see, I got packet burst in the background. Yeah, so you can see the guys jittering. I really couldn't play. Like I had nonstop packet bursts. Like it could have been me.
Blinking on my screen, like jittering around.
Yeah, you hear my friend right now. He's seeing people like skip around. It was so it was pretty bad. It was pretty bad. Packet burst was terrible. You couldn't really do much, and that was my experience. I mean, it might have been something else for other people. I feel like it's just a bootleg Battlefield. Pretty much was a bootleg Battlefield. Didn't feel good. Doesn't feel polished. It felt like something they just threw into the game to just to filler, just to add something else. To be honest, I prefer the old Ground War. The old Ground War was better to me than whatever this is. And yeah, Search and Destroy felt fine. Besides, if you don't have Ninja, obviously, it's a wrap, but that's always been the case. But yeah, Striker reigns supreme. Yeah, so if you look at the state looks pretty good. Like I said, the biggest problem is they're not really visible when they're hiding in the forest. So not much you can really do about that. All right, so right here you'll see the new lethal. And here it goes. Boom. I'm dead.
Got fucking Predator missile drone, bro. That shit's ass.
All right, I call it Predator missile drone. Don't pay attention to that. I was just mad. But it's basically the hunter killer drone, I meant to say. And it pretty much one-shot you. If it hits you, it's done. It's tracking. If you're in its radius, you're dead. Right? And Even if you have an EOD, you still die if it hits you, which makes no sense. That's why I pretty much took EOD off, and they need to get rid of it. I believe it should completely be out. They should take it out. Just give us regular lethals, and you have the mosquito drone, which is a better version of it. Just leave that. And now let me show you favela. So this is pretty much favela. You can literally jump across. If I wanted to, I can go on the rooftop. You can pretty much skip from rooftop to rooftop, mantle pretty much everything, climb over most walls. I'll give you another example. As you can see from this, I'm climbing a garbage can, sprint to roof. I could have jumped into that window. You can literally jump from rooftop to rooftop. And yeah, you can literally travel. I could have jumped from basically one lane to another lane in a matter of seconds. Like, look at this. Obviously, I'm killing somebody in the corner, but that's not what I'm trying to show you. And it's like literally, you don't really take that much fall damage, so you can literally jump off the buildings with some drops. Before would have killed us. Pretty much have like a mini Commando Pro. Not as strong, but you pretty much jump off and you won't die. I haven't yet to die from fall damage. And yeah, I mean, it's pretty much favela. Like I said, you can speed run through the whole thing. Let's see where I could show you another one. Yeah, because quite frankly, I think you could pretty much almost jump the whole map without even touching the ground. Yeah, you literally just climb from roof to roof, jump across. You see that little window over there? I wish I had a clip I would have showed you. But from the other side, you could pretty much sprint from the middle, from that lane right there, from that little spot right there. You can sprint from there to that window and jump clean through it. I don't have a clip on me to show you, but yeah, you can pretty much do that. Now, as far as weapons, I mean, I'll just show you a little clip. I have a little video. And this pretty much, yeah, this is the ACR. You use it pretty much close range. Look at that. I'm just literally climbing, shooting, jumping around. That's snipers. Snipers are busted right now. You get hit markers, obviously, you don't hit chest and up, but look at this. Like, you literally, look how fast that's not sped up. The video is like, literally, this is normal speed. And I'm just firing on these kids. So the snipers are pretty strong, and you can pretty much get the upgrades you need, like, you can pretty much get the attachments you need early on. Like, it's not crazy, unless they obviously change it during the, when the game goes live. Yeah, but just look at this, like, obviously, you hit the shot. There's no fighting this. Like, there's no fighting now. Look how fast they shoot. Like, how do you compete with that? And then this is some abomination. Semi-automatic sniper that one taps. Like, look at that. Like, this should not exist. This should not exist at all. I don't know why this exists. I don't know why this is in the game. And obviously that's the rival. Look at the fire rate. It just jumps a little too much. That's the only issue I have it. But you know, with attachment, obviously you can take that away. But yeah, the rival's pretty good. Like I said, it's a close second for best submachine gun. It just pretty much loses the striker because of range. And instead, look at the snipers. Like, it's hard to compete against that. And yeah, it's pretty much what I got for you. They just look at that. Like, how do you compete against that? All right, and this is the striker, best gun in the game, in my opinion. Look at this. That's the secondary, the mini Uzi secondary. It's pretty good. Controllable recoil, fast fire rate. Yeah, and you know, obviously you got all the jumpers. Pretty much, yeah. You can slaughter teams with one clip, and that's a 30-bullet clip. You kill about 4 or 5, maybe 6 people with one clip from a striker if you hit your shots. And that's the mini Uzi, the secondary. It's pretty good. I heard they're gonna have the mini Uzi Pro as the primary choice, which is basically a better version of that. And you see that little, hold on, let me go back to it. Let me show you battle rage. Let me show you this. You see my screen is blinking red. I got look, boom. Battle rage. I can take a couple more shots. Look, your screen's breaking, everything turns red. That's the only thing I don't like about it, is that visual. But other than that, it's pretty good to me. I think it's almost a must run. You can run flash. I see situations to run flashbangs. Those are pretty good too. But I see you running that so far. All right, so let's recap. All in all, I get a game, the beta, about 8.5. Obviously, there's a lot of things for them to fix. The mantling, the transversing the maps, the weapons, besides, you know, obviously the weapons is a problem. There's a striker, rival, and the MCW. And obviously the snipers are pretty much, you know, they're great weapons. Striker reigns supreme. It's a double S tier if I had to give it a ranking. But the other weapons, they just felt lackluster. Like there was no point in them being in the game. Hopefully, this is not just a Modern Warfare 2 reskin, and they actually give us good maps. A lot of the maps, the nostalgia was great, but I want to see what else they can cook up. The lethal needs to change. That hunter killer drone needs to get out this game. It doesn't need to be there. And like I said, they need to just buff some weapons, nerf some weapons. And that's about it. That's all I got for you. Beta was, like I said, all in all, was pretty good. I give it an 8.5, and I'm looking forward for when the game launches.